Right, everyone. This is going to be the first video that I'm going to produce looking at financial markets. Um, this is a brand new entry to the specification, um, and the reason why we're now expected to teach it on the A-level economics for Theme 4 for macroeconomics is that financial markets can have a massive impact on the economy. And poor performance here can really create problems across the economy, as it did during the last recession. But that's what we're building up towards, understanding what's happened in the past and what problems have existed and why those problems have started. Before we get there, though, we've got to think about the basics. So, financial markets, what are they? Well, it's like any other market. You have buyers and you have sellers. So you have people that sell or supply, and you have people that demand. Okay, so it's like any other market. You've got demanders and you've got suppliers. But in this marketplace, where we're not buying physical products like you would do in most markets, what we're looking to buy here are assets that are monetary in nature. So what that basically means is they have some kind of financial value. Okay, so this could be people buying shares in a business, for example. It could be somebody buying bonds, for example, which could be linked to a business or the government. It could simply be people looking to take out a mortgage. Okay, so that would be supplied by a bank or a building society because they can generate some kind of return, some kind of investment on it. But it's not just about that, though. It's not just about people buying assets that they need. It's about people speculating. Okay, so you have people that speculate by buying and selling foreign currencies, hoping it's going to get stronger when they buy it at a low price. You have people buying and selling shares, for example, hoping to make quick profits on these different things. It's basically some kind of form of gambling. So people gamble on what happens in financial markets as well. Now, what I really want to cover in this video are what are the roles of the financial markets. So the different purposes why we need financial markets. So roles of FM, financial markets. Now, I've listed down 6 different points which I think you guys, well, you should really be able to talk about in that exam paper. So 6 different roles of financial markets. I think the biggest one for me has got to be savings. Okay, well, when you think about it, households, firms and governments all require financial markets, and at some point or another, all 3 of these different economic agents, households, firms and governments, will need to save money. Take households being the obvious example. Households might stick money in banks, they might invest their money in government bonds, for example, they might go and buy shares in a company. But the idea would be that when people save money, what they want will be some kind of return on their savings. But the reason why people save is often to transfer income to some point in the future. So this could be a young couple looking to buy their first home, but they first of all need to save that deposit to pay for it. It could be a firm saving up for future expansion. Okay, so you're delaying spending that money until some kind of point in the future. Financial markets give people the means of being able to save their money securely and safely, and hopefully generate some kind of return on it as well. Linked to that one, many financial markets that take people's savings, well, what they want to do is to lend it back out again. Okay, so for example, households will want to lend to buy a house, so they'll need a mortgage at some point in their life. Many households might take out a loan to buy a new car. It could even be to buy a new kitchen, for example. It could even be a simple credit card for an overdraft facility. Businesses will do lending again. They will lend in order to fund expansion, cover shortfalls in their money, and obviously governments will also lend money from people. So governments will want to borrow money to cover shortfalls in tax money that comes into the government, for example. So we know our government has a big budget deficit every year. Well, that money has to come from somewhere, and it's often by issuing bonds that people can buy to cover shortfalls in their incomes that they're getting. from taxes. Another one is about facilitating the exchange of goods and services. Okay, we'll think about the role of financial markets. Every economy across the world uses money to exchange goods and services. But it's the role of financial markets to make sure that money exists. Mint coins, for example, create banknotes so people don't have to resort to bartering to buy goods and services. Okay, so we need some kind of payment system, if you like. We also need systems that will process the billions of pounds of checks that are written every year, to process credit card payments, debit card payments, for example. One quite recently was I employed somebody to do some plastering in my house. Well, I paid for that service that he provided by transferring money straight into his bank account. The online banking was required to facilitate that buying of goods and services. And when you think about it, that is huge. Without that ability to use money or some kind of system to buy goods and services, the economy would literally grind to a halt. Another role of financial markets, though, is something we call forward markets. Okay, now what we should be aware of in economics, that the prices of lots of things are very volatile. They're constantly going up and they're going down in value. But that creates a lot of instability for a lot of people. So this could apply to commodity markets, it could apply to food markets, it could even apply to currency markets. Okay, so people will often buy or sell in forward markets. So, for example, imagine that you're a coffee shop, okay, and you want to plan your prices for next year, but you know the price of coffee beans will massively affect what price you can charge for your coffee. Well, what you could do, you could buy in forward markets, so you could agree on a price now, which means 6 months' time when you buy that coffee, you know what price you're going to pay. People in developing economies, farmers, for example, may even do this, where they might think, you know what, I'm about to plant my crop, but I don't know what price it will be worth in 6 months down the line. Instability again. So what they can do now, they can agree to sell at a fixed or a locked-in price, which means when they sell in the future, again, they know what it's going to be worth. People also buy and sell currency in forward markets as well. So imagine you're a business that relies on importing lots of goods and services from across the world. It could be Tesco. Tesco look to buy lots of food from across the world. Well, they need foreign currency to do it. Euros, dollars, for example. Well, if currencies change in value, then the problem they've got is that they never know what it will cost them to buy their imports. So if they can buy currency, at locked-in guaranteed future prices, it should take away a lot of that uncertainty that they've got. Another role of financial markets is equities. And what we're looking at here really is about stocks and shares. Now, we tend to use these words interchangeably, thinking they mean the same thing. Well, they kind of do. But a simple way of thinking about it is a share is where you go and buy shares in a particular business. So you could be buying shares in HSBC, for example. It could be buying shares in Tesco. Stocks tends to refer to a group of different shares that you own. So it could be your overall stock portfolio, which is made up of shares of lots and lots of different companies. Well, why do businesses want to sell a share or a stake in their business? Well, they want to because they will need the money to fund expansion at some point in the future. So that they need to be able to raise money to fund growing, expanding, which of course is good for the economy. But linked to this one as well, when people buy shares, what they want to be able to do is have that ability to sell them on again. Now, we call these second-hand shares. Now, if you buy shares in a company, the reason why you do it, you get the annual dividend, if you like, or hopefully a dividend, which is your share of the profits from that business. But quite a lot of people want to be able to turn these shares, if you like, into money again very quickly. That's what we call liquidity, the ability to sell something quickly and get that money back for it. Well, Stock markets, for example, in equity markets, they allow for people to sell shares that they already own. Okay, and that ability to sell will make people more interested in buying shares in the first place. They know they can sell them again if they need to. The other key role of a financial market is to provide insurance. Okay, people need insurance against lots and lots of different things. From my bank account every month, there is lots and lots of different direct debits that go out for different insurance. Car insurance, for example, house insurance, holiday insurance every now and again. I've also got life insurance. I've insured my animals, my dog, my cats, for example. Some people have private medical insurance. And the idea is what you're trying to do here by taking out insurance. You're trying to take away the risk. If something goes wrong, then you know that your insurance company will provide the money to cover you should something nasty happen to you. So overall, guys, there you go. You've got 6 different roles of financial markets. What I'm hoping you can see there then is that without financial markets, the whole economy will grind to a halt. So if we do have problems in the financial markets, it's going to affect the economy in lots and lots of different ways.